And so if I am so focused on staying on the line, I can't fulfill my assignment. But my God is big enough to handle my fault, my strokes, grubs, my mess ups, because he's already prepared for what I might do. He knows what I'm going to do before I do it, and he already made preparation for me before I get there. What follows darkness is light. That darkness is the indicator that light is getting ready to shine. So there it is in Genesis, when darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God in the spirit form moved upon the face of the waters, and then God said, let there be. Because darkness precedes the light. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But he needs the darkness there so that God can move upon the face of the deep, so that the shift can take place. Listen, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that shift take place in the darkness. Oh God, y'all didn't hear what I just said. Everybody's not going to see the shift that's happening. They see the chaos, but they don't see the shift. They see all the craziness going on in your life, but they don't understand that underneath the darkness, God is moving in secret. He's moving in quiet. He's moving in the hidden places. He's moving in the cracks and the corners and the crevices. He's moving in places that you cannot see. And when the light comes, they're going to see a new order. Even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
Thank you for joining us. Please take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. If you are finding value in these enrichment sessions, please consider supporting this page financially. Your donations allow us to continue to provide spiritual enlightenment, self-exploration, and kingdom knowledge. Also, consider becoming a partner because partnerships have this privilege. As a partner, you'll be able to attend our annual Partners Only Summer Summit, join us for our 6 a.m. virtual daily guided meditation sessions, weekly advanced empowerment sessions, regular prophetic insights and instructions, 30% discount on all Emerge books and merchandise, and a custom Emerge t-shirt. You'll also gain full access to the private Emerge Movement community page as well as group chats. Once again, thank you for watching.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Emerge Empowerment Session. I'm your host, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and I am over the moon excited that you are here to be with me today as we have began this grand event entitled 90 Days of Abundance. Man, I am so excited about this particular topic, and this time of year we have entered the harvest season. This is the season for you to begin to receive the residual harvest that is the result of seeds that you've planted throughout the year. That now you're starting to see the blossom and the bloom of those seeds coming up as your harvest. Now, unfortunately, you cannot reap where you have not sown. So if you have not planted seed, then you're not seeing a huge harvest. And if you've only planted sparingly here and there, a little bit here, a little there, then you're seeing a sparing harvest where you get a little bit and a little here, but not the overwhelming. But for those of you who have been aligning yourself with the laws that govern abundance and have actively, deliberately, intentionally been sowing the type of seeds that will produce the harvest that you desire, you can expect over the next few months now to begin to see a return on your investment, your giving, your sowing, your sacrifices that you've made. You have entered the harvest season. And I am so excited to have the opportunity to lead you through this process that we call 90 Days of Abundance, so that even if you have not adequately prepared for the harvest season, it's not too late. You can change directions and you can set a new course and you can begin to experience the abundance that is loaded and coated and woven into the very fabric of your DNA. That you were designed to be prosperous, designed to have abundance overflowing in every facet of your life, which it really touches on what we're going to discuss this morning in today's empowerment session. You see in the description, it's written as 90 Days of Abundance, Born to Prosper. Yes. We're going to discuss and explore the fact. This is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. This is not conjecture. This is not hyperbolic. This is not just some scheme or gimmick or catchy phrase. This is an actual fact. You were born to prosper. I can hear you. I can feel some of you right now while I say that going like, well, if I was born to it, I'm sure not experiencing it right now. I'm not prospering. I'm not seeming, I'm struggling. I'm striving. I'm still working, trying to make it. I'm scratching and living from paycheck to paycheck. I'm telling you that is a reality that you may be experiencing, but that reality is really an illusion of your own making, and that you have the capacity to be the catalyst that brings about revolutionary change in your life so that you are able to not only experience abundance, but to live in abundance continuously, perpetually, all the days of your life. That's what I said, that you can not only experience abundance, but live in abundance perpetually all the days of your life. No more struggle, no more hassle, no more fighting and scratching, no more borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, but to be in a position where you are financially free, that you are at liberty to experience and create and cultivate as well as curate the life that you desire. I'm going to teach you how. I'm going to give you insight, but first I need you to get a clear understanding of who you are, of what you possess, of the infinite capacity for greatness that lies inside of each and every one of you. So that's where we're going today. That's what we're going to talk about. I love talking about abundance and prosperity. It's one of my favorite subjects to discuss because I want to see everybody blessed and everybody prosper. I want to see everyone experience the abundant life. But before we get into the conversation any deeper, I'm going to ask you, as I always do me a favor, help me to expand the reach of this platform by tagging all of your friends in the comments right now. Take a moment right while I'm talking and just start tagging all of your close friends and family and relatives and loved ones, your associates, others who you think would benefit from this conscious conversation. Put their name in the comments, tag them so that they'll be alerted to this empowerment session that's going on, and maybe they can join in and participate and hear something that will trigger a change inside of them. So I need all of you that are watching me across all channels, those of you who are watching on Facebook, those of you who are watching on YouTube, to go ahead and tag as many people as you can. I don't know if you can tag people on YouTube. I don't think that you can. But what you can do is what I'm going to ask you to do next. Share this live. On Facebook as well as on YouTube, hit the share button and share this live. Share it on your page. Copy the link of it and send it out in your group chat. Send it out to your family members. Send it out in Messenger. Send it to as many people as you desire and that you can think of. The people that you know are struggling financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. Send this broadcast to them so that they can come and be a part of this conversation today. Share it right now, if you will. I'm looking at the page and I don't see a whole lot of y'all sharing, so I need for y'all, come on, don't just sit here and watch me now. I need you to share. I'm looking over here checking my page right now to see who's sharing, who's not. Y'all come on. Okay. So share with as many people as you possibly can, because we want to have a outsized, robust conversation with as many people as we can possibly have it with. Share. Okay. Good morning to all of you that are in the comments. I appreciate you joining in and being a part of this conscious conversation. So tag as many people as you can. I don't see y'all tagging either. I'm looking at the comments. I just see y'all saying good morning. Well, good morning to you, but I need you to tag. Tag your friends and family. Come on, y'all. And invite them to come and be a part of this conscious conversation that we are having this morning. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the most impactful empowerment sessions that I have done in a while. And I think all of them are impactful. But of course, this one, because I'm so passionate about seeing people prosper, coming out of that hole of despair where you are constantly having to worry about how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that. You know, the song is like, how you going to pay your rent? All your money spent. Baby need a new pair of shoes. You even got a light bill due. Jesus will work it out. Well, Jesus ain't working it out. You got to work it out. You have got to fix your situation, your circumstance. You have got to fix the circumstances surrounding your life, your finances, and your experiences, because you are the one who has the power to change the channel and reset your reality, to create the reality that you desire. So we're going to get into how you go about doing that. But first, today, I want to introduce you to you. I want to introduce you to the person that you are that you never knew. I want you to see the divine being that you are, that you may have been completely unaware of. I want to introduce you to your divinity, your spirit, your energy, your power, that anointing that flows in you, through you, as you, and is upon you, that gives you the power to not only change your life, but to begin to cultivate the life that you desire more than anything else. That's where we're going this morning. All right, so the 90 days of abundance, and we're going to be doing this for the next 90 days. Now, I won't come on doing a live empowerment session all 90 days, but I will be on every single morning at 6 a.m. on these channels, the one you're watching me on right now. I'll be on every morning at 6 a.m. to lead you in meditation and prayer that is centered around these spiritual principles and laws that govern abundance, so that you can begin to create a different lived experience as it relates to the abundant life. Listen to what Jesus has to say about abundance. Jesus says in St. John chapter 10, it says that I am come. The I am, the all of everything has come that you might have life. But not just regular old run-of-the-mill ordinary life, but that you might have it more abundantly. It is the will of God for you to live and move and exist in abundance in every area of your life. Listen to me. Let that sink in. Let that really sink into your spirit, because I know that some of you have been tricked and duped into thinking that you have to somehow be impoverished in order to be spiritual. Nothing could be further from the truth. Okay? Your being in poverty, or your living in struggle, or sometime up and sometime down, has absolutely nothing to do with your level of spirituality. As a matter of fact, it is an indicator that you really don't identify with who you really are, because now you have aligned yourself with this cycle of struggle and hardship and scratching and surviving that is not designed for you. No matter who's in power, no matter who's running the government, no matter what part of the world you're in or what country, no matter what the policy is, and I'm not saying we don't fight for good policy, because we should, but no matter those policies, you have the power to shape the reality of your experience in the earth and to live the entirety of your life in abundance. abundance in every facet of your life: financial abundance, spiritual abundance, mental and emotional abundance, physical abundance. You have the right and the capacity and power to live continuously in abundance. I hope that you're hearing me, and I hope that you're ready for this particular conversation. And so this event that we are walking through for these next 90 days is designed to not only introduce you to a level of abundance that you may have never experienced before, but to help to shift your mindset so that you begin to have an expectation of abundance, an expectation of things working in your favor, an expectation and anticipation for doors to constantly be opening, new opportunities presenting themselves, productive connections to come into your life that causes you to prosper, increase, and to experience the multiplied blessings of God upon your life. In order for you to really begin to experience it, then you have got to embrace a different outlook, a different mindset. You see, it takes 40 days for your mind to wrap itself around a new idea, a new concept. It takes 90 days for that idea or concept to be solidified and become a part of your being. That is a way of life. 40 days for your mind to wrap itself around this new concept, this new idea, to shift away from those disempowering thoughts and make thoughts of abundance and prosperity your dominant thought. And then it takes 90 days for that behavior, that learned skill, to become second nature to you and become a way of life. Thus, this program, 90 Days of Abundance. During the course of these 90 days, from today until December the 14th, we are going to work to not only shift your mindset, but shift your perspective, change your language, and change your behavior. When you can get your thoughts, your words, and your actions to align harmoniously with the energy of abundance, then the universe around you and all of nature has no choice but to present you with a visible, tangible representation of what has become your dominant thought and your heartfelt expectation. You attract not what you want, not what you need, or what you lack. You attract who you are. Woo, let me say that again. You don't attract what you want. You don't attract what you need or what you lack. You attract what you are. Who you are and what you are at your core, at your foundation, what is the substratum of your being, is what generates the magnetic energy that draws into your reality those things that reflect who you are. Here is a simple law that I want you to remember. Write it down if you need to. I'll repeat it several times. This is a universal law that is absolute and cannot be broken. Are you ready? Here it is. Your outer world of form and experience is a reflection of your inner world of thought and feeling. Now, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you've heard that before, but you need to hear it again because you still have not fully embraced that truth and allowed it to begin to shape your reality. Let me repeat it again. Your outer world of form and experience are a reflection of your inner world of thought and feeling. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's a profound statement because it removes away the perennial victim consciousness that says that I am waiting for some external force to rescue me, to come fix my problem. I'm waiting on Jesus to come swing down in his sweet chariot and let me ride. I'm waiting on some knight in shining armor to come in and fix all of my problems. No, it puts the onus where it belongs, and that is squarely on you and I. That you are the catalyst for the change that you need, you desire rather, and you want to see in your life. Let me repeat again and unpack with commentary. Your outer world of form and experience. That means all of the people, places, and things that you encounter, and all of the experiences that you have. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. If it happens, it is happening as the result of something. Everything in this world, in this three-dimensional existence, operates under the law of cause and effect. Whatever is taking place in your life, you can trace it back to the seeds of causation that brought about a predictable, perpetual effect in your life. So what you are seeing and what you are experiencing is a result of the seeds of causation that you have set in motion, whether consciously or unconsciously. Your outer world of form and experiences, watch this, are a reflection. They are the outpicturing of your thoughts and feelings. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Your thoughts become things. Ooh, goodness. I know I just said something right there. You need to write that down as well for those of you who are uninitiated. Your thoughts become things. Your thoughts are mental units of energy that you are releasing into this three-dimensional world, into the atmosphere around you. Every time you are thinking and you are speaking and you are acting, you are releasing the energy of your dominant thoughts into the atmosphere, and the atmosphere, the universe, and all of nature around you has no choice but to give you a visible presentation of what you are holding as your dominant thought. Your thoughts are powerful. There is a principle found in the Bible, it's also in the Quran, that says that as a man thinks, so is he. That your thoughts become things. That what you hold as your dominant thought begins to manifest in your reality. What you believe and hold as your truth becomes your lived experiences. Are you understanding what I'm saying? What you are holding as your truth, and your truth becomes the foundation of your faith. And faith then has the responsibility of being the support or the substance of the thing that you are expecting. If you expect that things are going to be difficult and tough, if you expect that you're going to always be struggling, moving from paycheck to paycheck, if you expect that you're going to always be in poverty, living from moment to moment, keeping your head above water, making a way when you can, that's what your reality is going to be. Are you understanding me? Because that is what you expect. You have come to believe from outside influences, your culture, your environment, your family, your religion, your traumatic experiences have written a code into your DNA to cause you to begin to expect to always have to struggle and fight and scratch just to survive. I'm telling you that is a foreign code. It is antithetical to your true nature. It goes against everything that you are. It is the opposite of your innate divinity, that you are a powerful, creative, spiritual being, a manifestation of God in human form, that you are the vessel through which God experiences and expresses itself in the earth. And so anything that is in opposition to the nature of God is also in opposition to your divine nature as well. Let me repeat that one. I don't know if that went past you too quickly. Anything that is in opposition to the divine nature of God, consequently, is also in opposition to your divine nature. Because you are the animated expression of God in human form. You are God personified as a three-dimensional human being, taking up space in this three-dimensional realm that we call Earth. And you represent the divine, the Godhead, the power and the presence and the isness of God in human form. You are the eyes through which God sees, the ears through which God hears, the mouth through which God speaks, the body through which God navigates and moves and experiences this three-dimensional world. God is not, contrary to popular belief and what you may have been told, this old man sitting in the sky on a throne with a white beard and a cape and a scepter and a crown on its head. But God is a divine spirit that lives and takes up residence in each and every one of us. Even the scriptures teach you that you were created in the image and the likeness of God. Let's break that down. You were created in the image, the portrait, the imagination, and the likeness, that is the form, the shape, and the substance of God. You were created in the image, the picture, the portrait, the outpicturing, the essence, the imagination, and the likeness, that is the essence, the substance of God. Everything that God is, you are. Everything that God possesses is inside of you. God sits and takes up residence within you and then begins to express and experience itself through your soul and your body. God is in you. And that presence of God in you is a matter of fact. It is not a matter of circumstance or situation. It is not a matter of your affiliation with a particular religious ideology. It is a matter of fact. Every single religious ideology that exists all agree that God is an omnipresent spirit. Omnipresent means that there is no place that God is not, that God is everywhere. Well, guess what? You are a place. You're taking up space. And so if there is no place that God is not, then it means that God is in you. Yes, God is not only in you, but God is working through you, for you, and as you. That you are the manifestation or the vehicle through which the God that is the creator of all things is experiencing and expressing itself in form. That God is present, not just when things are going well, but even in those most difficult and challenging times, God is resident and present within you. Even if you don't feel like it, just because you don't feel like it doesn't mean that it's not a reality. I might wake up some days and not feel black. Doesn't change the fact that I'm black. Y'all ain't saying nothing in here. I may wake up and I don't feel like I'm 16 years old. Guess what? It doesn't change the fact that my age is what it is. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So just because you don't necessarily feel the presence of God in you or feel like a divine being does not change or eradicate the fact that you are. The very fact that you are living, breathing, that you are animated and moving is a testament and confirmation to the presence of God within you, because all life consists of God. Let me say that again. There is no life without God. All life emanates from God. God is the all of everything, the only creator of the universe and all that is therein. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Everything substantively that has breath has the presence of God in, through, and as it. And when God takes up residence within you at the time of your iteration, the time of your incarnation or birth into this three-dimensional world, God does not come or exist partially in you, but everything that is God is now resident inside of you. God didn't come in and leave its luggage and its suitcases behind, metaphorically. That God then lives residently in you with all of its divinity, its omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence, omniactive nature is right there present inside of you. I know your situation, circumstances, and relationships may have told you differently, may have tried to identify you as being less than, weaker than, not enough, broken, battered, poor, busted, disgusted, slow, all of these other things. But anything, listen to me very carefully, Anything that you would not associate with God, you do not associate with yourself. Let me say it again. If you don't believe that God is broken, that God is miserable, or God is impoverished, then you cannot believe that you are broken, miserable, or impoverished, because you are the image and likeness of God, the animated expression of God in the earth. So if God is not sad, poor, busted, and disgusted, then neither are you. If you can't associate it with God, you can't associate it with yourself. There is no separation between you and the all of everything. Everything that God is you, and everything that you are at your core, at your substratum, is God. So then what do we make of these different thoughts and behaviors that don't reflect the true nature of who God is, thereby who I am? You think about them in this fashion. You come to recognize that those things that are antithetical to the very nature of the divine and your divinity are an illusion. Woo! Lord have mercy. Wait a minute, Miles. Wait a minute. You seem to be talking fairy tales to me. I live in the real world. I'm facing reality. No, you're not. You're living in a delusion and an illusion that you have created. So you are not living in reality. You have created a reality that is based upon a fiction, but it is no less real to you until you come to the place where you wake up and recognize this is not who I am. You're like the prodigal son who is out there eating out of a hog pen, mussing around with hogs and broken and busted and disgusted until he finally comes to himself, awakens to the fact that this is not who I am. It may be the reality I'm experiencing because it is the reality that I've created mentally and pulled myself into thinking it's what I deserve. But the moment that I recognize that I come from the divine creator of the universe is the moment that I recognize that this lower vibrational reality is not real. It's the illusion that I've created. It is idiosyncratic to my thoughts, my words, and my deeds that are misaligned with the harmonious alignment of the divine, that I have gotten out of alignment with God, and now I have created a reality that does not reflect my true nature. Paul phrases it like this. He says, my heart desire and desperate prayer for the people of God. That is, he says Israel, but the inference is for all the people of God, is that they might be saved. Now listen to that word saved. It is not talking about saved from some demon, a devil, or entity outside of yourself, but saved, watch this, from sin. I'm about to shock some of you that are listening to me right now, because what it means to be saved from sin is not about being saved from a behavior, habit, or an addiction. It is about being saved from a mindset. Woo! Goodness gracious, because sin at its core, from the root understanding of the Greek word that is used there, haptomahe, it is error, misjudgment, to view from a negative, disempowering perspective. And so when he says that the desire is that you might be saved from what? From the error, from the misjudgment, from that disempowering perspective, or from a mindset that has put you in a lived experience and created a reality that is the opposite of who you are at your core. I am saving you from yourself. Good gracious. I am saving you from that mindset and awakening you to the truth of who you really are. God wants to save you from your own old, negatively influenced, disempowering mindset and introduce you into the glorious existence as a divine being in this three-dimensional world. He goes on to say that they might be rescued or saved or transformed from that miserable mindset of who they have decided that they are and recognize their identity. He says, because here is the issue. He diagnoses it perfectly. He says, because I bear them record. I've seen this with my own eyes. He says, they being ignorant of God's righteousness. They being ignorant of the righteousness that is innately theirs as being the offspring of God, have gone about to create their own righteousness and have not submitted themselves to the righteousness of God. He's saying, because they are unconscious and unaware of their true nature as a divine image and reflection of God, they have gone about to establish their own set of rules, regulations, dogma, and legalism to try and make themselves righteous. Oh my goodness. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand that righteousness, that is right standing with God, to be in alignment with God, is your birthright? It is what you came into this earth already being, but that when you begin to try and establish your own righteousness, you are setting up a bunch of hurdles that you don't have to jump over. You are putting up a bunch of loops and hoops that you don't have to jump through, that you are putting obstacles in your way to being holy and righteous that you don't have to endure. Trying to be righteous is, again, like me trying to be black. I don't have to try to be black. I was born black. I was conceived black. I have existed as a black man the entirety of my life. And so blackness does not define me. I define what it means to be black, because I am black. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to achieve blackness. I am simply being black. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are not trying to be holy, trying to be righteous. Righteousness is who you are. Right and holy is your nature. You define righteousness. It is not defining you. You are not trying to achieve it. You simply have to wake up and be it. Oh my goodness, that you are right and righteous. You are holy and wholesome because of the very nature of God that exists in you, through you, and as you. Likewise, then, ladies and gentlemen, because there is no lack, want, need, or scarcity in the nature of God, then there is no lack, want, need, or scarcity in your nature as well. You trying to not want, not need, not experience poverty. You are striving and beating against the air, setting up roadblocks for yourself that you don't have to endure. You're putting up hoops that you don't have to jump through. You're creating obstacles that you really don't have to navigate if you would just awaken to the fact that I am not pursuing abundance. I am abundance personified. Great day in the morning. Because I am the divine reflection of God, I'm not trying to achieve abundance. I am abundance in three-dimensional form. I am abundance in motion. I am abundance moving, animated, expressed, and experienced. I am abundance because I am a reflection of the very nature of God. And because I am, yes, not trying to become, I am abundance, then I radiate or I emit that energy of abundance. That magnetic energy then draws into my experience a representation, a physical, tangible representation of the abundance that I am. Remember, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. And the moment that you awaken, the moment that you are rescued from those disempowering thoughts and start to recognize that I am exactly what I desire. Whew, great day. Yes, I desire abundance, but I am abundance. When you start to recognize that I am all that I desire, I am all that I have been hoping and wishing for, that I am all that I have been praying for, then I naturally begin to attract a visible, tangible reflection of who I am. Then it flows effortlessly into my life. Are you understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? You are abundance, and therefore you naturally attract abundance into your life. Beloved, today, we are gathered in this virtual space to embrace this profound truth that connects us deeply with the divine essence of abundance, that we were born, we were created to prosper. Woo! Did you hear what I said? This is the profound truth that I want you to connect and embrace with this morning. I want you to recognize that this truth applies to you. You were born and created to prosper because you are abundance in three-dimensional form. It is your nature to attract prosperity, increase, wealth, riches in every facet of your life. It is your nature to evolve and grow in that prosperity and this wealth and expansion in your life. It is your very nature. Just as it is the nature of a seed to germinate and grow and produce a plant, and that plant produce fruit, it is your nature, listen to me, for you to germinate, to grow, and produce a stalk that will produce a harvest that reflects your very nature. The nature of the apple seed is to produce apples. The nature of divine spirit is to produce divinity. The nature of an abundant spirit is to produce abundance. The nature of a healed spirit is to produce healed. The nature of wholeness is to produce wholeness. Everything produces after its own kind. Come on, we find this principle in Genesis. It is a principle law of the spirit world. Everything produces after its own kind. Apples don't produce oranges. Oranges don't produce pineapples. Cats don't produce dogs. Dogs don't produce cows. Well, spirit produces spirit. Abundance produces abundance. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Wealth produces wealth. Faith produces faith. Everything produces after its own kind. And when you start to recognize your kind, your genetic makeup is divine, it is abundant, it is wealthy, it is rich, it is lucrative, then you then automatically produce after your own kind. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Does it make sense to you? Are you following me? Okay? Everything produces after its own kind. You were born, you were created to prosper. This truth is not merely about material wealth, but about recognizing the lavish, unfailing nature of God. It is about understanding and recognizing the source of all prosperity and understanding how this divine substance is individualized as us. So let's explore a little bit deeper. The very first principle that we focus upon in this 90 days of abundance says this: God is lavish, unfailing abundance. God is lavish, unfailing abundance. God is the rich, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, omniactive, and sovereign substance of the universe. This all-providing source, which is God, of infinite prosperity, is now individualized, animated as me. It is the reality of who I am. I'm going to read all of that again, and I'm going to state it succinctly without commentary. God is lavish and unfailing abundance, the rich, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, omniactive, and sovereign substance of the universe. This all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me. It is the reality of me. It is the reality of who I am. Remember, everything that God is, I am. If God is lavish, unfailing abundance, then I am lavish, unfailing abundance as well. If God is the rich, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, omniactive, and sovereign substance of the universe, then you and I are also that same rich, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, omniactive, and sovereign substance of the universe. I hear you thinking audibly right now, wait a minute there, Miles. Are you trying to tell me that I am just like God, that I am omnipotent, all-powerful, all-knowing, that I am? Yes, because you are the animated expression of God. There's no separation between you and God. And that same spirit, your Bible says, this is in your Bible. This is in your Bible. Okay? That same spirit, listen to what it says. that raised Jesus from the dead, that is reanimated the three-dimensional form of Jesus, it says that same Spirit also quickens. The word quicken there means to make alive or animates your mortal body. Did you hear what your Bible says? The same Spirit, same energy, same force, same anointing, same presence, same divinity that reanimated the body of Jesus, raising it from the dead, is the same Spirit that animates your human form. It is the same Spirit that is the life, the breath, the movement, the isness, the nature of your being. It is what produces your lived experience. The Bible even says that without the Spirit, the body is dead. So what makes the body a living, breathing, moving, animated thing is that divine Spirit. Well, what Spirit is it? It's the same Spirit that animated the body of Christ. It is the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead, is the exact same Spirit that now animates or makes alive your human form. You are that God, that divinity, that omniscience, omnipresence, omnipower, omniactive, creative Spirit, animated and individualized in human form. It is the reality of you. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? In our spiritual journey, we must understand that God is not this distant creator, but lavish, unfailing, unfolding abundance itself, resident in each and every one of us. Are you hearing? You are abundance personified. I need everybody watching me to write in the chat right now, I am abundant. I'm not trying to be abundant. I'm not trying to achieve abundance. I'm not trying to get abundance. I am abundant. Say it. I am abundance. I am abundance. Put it in the comments right now. I am abundant. I am abundance personified. I am abundance in human form. I am abundance with legs and arms and eyes and a mouth and a mind and a body. I am abundance. I'm not trying to get it. I am it. And I will get an outpicturing of that abundance that I am simply by being. Good gracious, by simply thinking, speaking, moving, acting in alignment with my true nature, which is abundance. When I act in abundance, I produce abundance. When I speak in abundance, I produce abundance. When I think in abundance, I produce abundance. When my thoughts, words, and actions align harmoniously with my nature of being abundance, abundance has no choice but to appear in material form. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It is our divine nature. And our divine nature is not confined to the human limitations that we have been convinced that we can't go beyond. I am a God living in human form. There are no limitations. My goodness. Woo! Boy, that one might be a little bit tough for you to swallow, but I'm going to say it again so that it'll hit your heart and resonate in your spirit. Something deep inside of you knows that it's true, even though your mind is turning flips and doing calisthenics with trying to wrap itself around it. But I'm going to say it again. Lord, have mercy, Jesus Christ, that I am, you are the divine essence of God personified in three-dimensional form, that you are the catalyst for the abundance that you want to experience in your life, that you are the essence, the isness, the substance of God animated in a human body. We looked at where God created us in its own likeness and image. But then in Genesis 1, verse 28, God then, after breathing all of humanity out of its mouth, metaphorically into the nostril of the form of mankind, God gives a command to mankind. Even before the formation of Eve as a separate entity, it is given this command from the all of everything. It says, be fruitful and multiply. Now, most people think that that has to do with procreation, and you would be correct in part. That is partially correct, but it is incomplete. It is about being fruitful in every facet of our being. It is a declaration of our divinity, that our cause and purpose in the earth, in our divine form, is to be fruitful and multiply, to reproduce, recreate, procreate that which is our divine nature, not just children, that is other human forms, but to procreate children that is the offspring of our divinity, the offspring of our abundance. Are you hearing me? Are you having abundant producing children that you can name prosperity, increase, abundance, wealth, and riches? Since you are the personification of abundance, you give birth and you multiply abundance in the earth. It is your divine purpose. It is your divine command. It is your divine reason, your original intent in being in this three-dimensional form is to be fruitful and to multiply. You are part of the divine vine. And as long as you abide in the vine, then the vine produces much fruit. It is fruitful and it multiplies. That's in John chapter 15. That if you are a part of the divine vine, and you are connected with the all of everything from which all life flows, and you are the personification of God in the earth, and you are harmoniously aligned with that divinity, with that God. Then he says, because you can't help but produce much fruit. You begin to be fruitful and multiply. You begin to produce offspring that are a reflection of you in harmonious alignment with the all of everything that looks just like the abundance that you are. Does your circumstance look like who you are? Lord, have you given birth to circumstances, situations, and relationships that don't reflect your true nature? It is because you are operating from a different space, a different head space, causing you to bring to birth children that are really not your bastard children that are illegitimate. Lord, have mercy. Bastard children that are illegitimate because they do not reflect who you are. They do not reflect your true nature. Poverty doesn't look like your divine nature. Are you hearing me? Want, need, scarcity, and lack does not reflect your divine nature. That is a bastard child that you've given birth to because of your misalignment with who you are. You started to operate and function from a mindset and a concept of an illusion of who you are rather than the reality of who you are. And that illusion has produced these children, are you hearing me, that don't look like you. Now you're carrying around this bastard child of poverty, calling it yours, saying, I'm just poor. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. I'm just hardly getting along, trying to make heaven my home. I'm just climbing up the rough side of the mountain. I'm just struggling, living from paycheck to paycheck. I'm just borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. I'm just trying to survive. That's a bastard child. That is not who you are. That is not your offspring. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? That's your Ishmael and not your Isaac. Isaac is the child of promise. Ishmael is the child of promiscuity. Lord have mercy. Y'all didn't hear what I just said. I said Isaac is the child of promise. Ishmael is the child of promiscuity. Your misgiving and having an adulterous affair with something that does not align with who you are. You've been laying with poverty and producing a bastard child that reflects poverty. You've been laying with lack and scarcity and need and producing bastard children that reflect scarcity, lack, and need. But that's not your Isaac, that's your Ishmael. The moment that you begin to procreate with the divine nature of God, when you are fruitful and you begin to multiply, you produce Isaac, the children of promise, that promises you that my God shall supply, that promises you that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, that promises you that the Lord is your shepherd and you have no want, need, lack, or scarcity, that promises you that you are the head and not the tail, above only and not beneath, that you are the lender and not the borrower. That is your true nature. You were born to prosper. Woo! I gotta finish, man. I'm going over my time. Give me 15 more minutes. I'm done. I promise I'm done. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay? God is the rich, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, omniactive, sovereign substance of the universe. This divine nature is not confined by limits and limitations. It is boundless and all-encompassing. And if that is the very nature of God, then it is also the very nature of you. This command to be fruitful and to multiply is not merely procreation, but a profound declaration of your abundance. It reflects the divine intention that we have. Created in God's image, we should thrive and flourish, not survive, but thrive and flourish, not merely surviving, not just keeping my head above water, but thrive in every area and every facet of our being. Are you hearing me? Abundance is not an afterthought. Abundance is embedded in the very blueprint of who we are. It is loaded and coded within your DNA. Let me say it again. Abundance is not an afterthought. It is not a residue. It is not an after effect, but abundance is loaded and coded within your DNA. It is the very blueprint, the substratum, and the foundation, the essence of your being. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? Our spiritual heritage teaches us that prosperity is not some distant goal, but is the intrinsic part of our existence. Again, in John 10, he says, I am come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. The operative word in that text is the word might. Not abundance. Abundance is who we are, but here's the thing. The operative word in that text, in that statement, is the word might. I am come. The all of everything, the nature of God has come. Where? Resident in us, through us, and as us. Why? That you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. The word might says that you have the possibility, you have the capacity to experience life abundantly. Might also implies that you may not. Do you understand that every seed has the possibility of producing a harvest, but there are some things that can prevent the seed from doing what it was designed naturally to do? That there are some things that can inhibit and confine and constrain the seed, even killing it and not allowing it to do what it was naturally created to do? By nature, the seed is designed to produce a harvest. But Jesus gives us a clear allegory that explains the work of seeds, the horticulture of our soul. It says in its allegory, Jesus says, a man goes out to plant seed, and some of it falls on stony ground. Some falls by the wayside, and some falls among thorns and thistles. He talks about some seeds fall on the wayside. That is, they never really get into the soil. They never get the nourishment, the nutrients that they need to flourish and grow. Some of you are like that seed. You are the divine essence and isness of God. You are the seed of causation, of abundance, but you are sitting on the wayside. You are not getting the proper nourishment and nurturing that you need in order to germinate. You are sitting inside relationships, situations, circumstances, organizations, environments, and cultures that are antithetical to your divine nature. You are sitting in circumstances and environments that tell you that you're always under attack, that there's an enemy and a devil that's trying to rob you and take this from you, and that you ain't gonna have that, and you got to fight, and it's a struggle, and you got to, and hold on and wait for somebody to come and rescue. You are in an environment on the wayside that tells you that you are dependent, that you are crippled, that you are helpless, and you just have to hope and pray and wish that your change gonna come after a while, that eventually God gonna send an angel and send some power and send some help and send a man, and God's gonna swoop down in a sweet chariot and rescue and let you ride. You are sitting on the wayside, and that is the reason that you're still not experiencing the abundance that is natural, that is innate to your being, because you have been placed on the wayside, sitting in an environment where you're not getting the proper nutrients, that nobody's telling you that you are the catalyst for the change, that you are the answer that you're looking for, that you are the solution to your problem, that you are the seed of causation that causes causes the germination that produces the harvest in your life. That you are the creator and the cultivator and the curator of your life. That you are the one who has the power to shift your existence in this three-dimensional form and cause it to be exactly what you desire it to be. They keep telling you to sit there like a victim waiting on somebody else to fix your problem and saying Jesus gonna work it out after a while, by and by. But I'm telling you that it is right now. Your fix is the moment that you shift your mindset away from that victim consciousness and start to recognize the power that resides within you. Listen to me, that you start to recognize that you are an unstoppable force, that there is nothing against you, everything is for you, and all things are working together for your good, that there is nothing that can stop you from achieving, being, and producing what you were born to do. You were born to prosper, and the only thing that can stop you is your not believing or not being ignorant to the fact that that is your true nature. The only thing that is stopping you is that you're sitting on the wayside in an environment that does not feed your truest, highest nature. Then he says, there are some seeds that make it into good soil. Wait a minute, hold on. But then while they're there in their germination stage and starting to begin to grow, the birds come and begin to eat up the seed in the soil, dig it out of the soil and take it away from that nurturing environment. The birds are your religion. The bird is your family and friends and environment and culture. Y'all not hearing me, that come along and tell you, you crazy, you believe all that ain't gonna happen. God don't work like that. That's the work of the devil trying to trick you. There's a devil trying to fight against you. God don't want all that. The devil is fighting you. The devil's on your track trying hard to turn you back. You sick? That's because the devil's attacking your body and the devil attacking your mind. That's why your relationship not working. That's why your money funny, because the devil is attacking this, and the devil. Those are birds that are eating your seed, eating up your substance, pulling you out of the environment where you understand that growth and prosperity, increase and multiplication, fruitfulness is my innate nature, that it is automatic as long as I remain in that nurturing environment. The birds are coming, culture comes, the church comes, religion comes, environment comes, friends, family, culture comes and tells you that's not going to work. You crazy to be giving your tithe and sowing seed. You must be losing your mind. You giving all your money to that church down there, giving all your money to that man or that woman. You always trying to help everybody else. Honey, you better be trying to help yourself. All that giving and sowing, and look at you still over here suffering, trying to pull you out of the environment that's going to cause you to flourish and grow and get you back out into that baking sun that will cause you to dry up, wither, and die on the vine. You got to fan away the buzzards that are trying to eat up your seed and pull you away from the very thing that will cause you to begin to flourish. You got to understand that there are some people, places, and things that enter your life that are nothing more than buzzards. They're nothing more than parasites. They're nothing more than a distraction trying to pull you away from the ground where you are already starting to germinate and to flourish. But you have got to be like the tree planted by the rivers of water and declare, I will not be moved. Then he goes on and he says there are some seeds who fell by the wayside, some that were germinating, but then the birds came and pulled it out of the ground. Then he says there are others that fell among thorns and thistles. Lord have mercy. And the thorns and thistles wait until that seed begins to shoot up sprouts, and then it comes in and chokes it, sucks it dry, takes its life away. I don't even have to tell you, do I? Abundance starts to creep up in your life, starts to materialize. You begin to flourish. You begin to do well. And here come the parasites. Y'all not hearing me. Here come the people to take advantage of the little bit of prosperity and abundance that you're starting to show. And here they come. I need, I want, I need, I want, I need, I want, I need, I want, I need. Here come the need and want, who are the enemy of prosperity. Need and want, who are the enemy of abundance. Need, want, lack, and scarcity. All of them start coming. They come in human form. Can I borrow? Can I have? Can you give me? Can you do for me? They come in bill form. Now you got to take care of this and take care of that and take care of this. They come in your own entrenched ideologies of a poverty mindset. Now that you got this money, child, take a trip. Go do this. Go do that. You can spend. Everything is just coming along to try and choke that little bit of prosperity that you're beginning to experience. They are not waiting for it to blossom out and become a tree that produces multiplied fruit and all these different streams of income. They're choking it at the first sign of fruitfulness, at the very first sign of prosperity and abundance, trying to pull it up by its root. But you have to be the farmer. You have to be the supplanter. You have to be the one that pushes the weeds and the thistles and thorns away, creating space for the prosperity that's beginning to blossom to reach its state of being full grown so that it can produce the harvest that you planted and you desire to experience. You have to push your way out of the thorns and the thistles. You have to till the ground of your own garden. You are the guard of your garden, and nothing can grow in your garden unless you say, let there be. This is your Garden of Eden. This is your place of abundance and supply and substance. This is your place to flourish and grow and increase and experience unlimited substance. You have to be the supplanter. You have to be the gardener that you determine what's going to grow in your garden and what's not. You got to pull up every weed and every infestation that will try and eat away at the plant before it can reach a full-grown status. You got to fight, oh my goodness, to push back the thorns and the thistles so you create space for your prosperity to blossom and to bloom in your life. Listen to me. You were born to prosper, but these distractions, these wayside experiences, buzzard experiences, thorn and thistles experiences are distractions to try and destroy the garden of your growth. You have to be the one to keep your garden clear, fertilized with the concepts of prayer and the spiritual practices of prayer, meditation, of generosity, sowing, so you can reap, sacrificing, so that you can see the manifestation of sacrifice. You have to keep the ground tilled and ready so that you can do what you were naturally designed to do. Are you hearing me? That is to prosper and to flourish. Ooh. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I've got 3 minutes left, so I got to stop here. You were born to prosper. You were designed and created to walk, live, and exist in abundance. And so today you've got to take these revelation, understanding, insights, this enlightenment that I've shared with you, and put it into action. It's in your nature to prosper. Abundance is who you are. So if you're not experiencing abundance, then ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get to work in the garden and start getting that seed off the wayside and getting it into the ground, shooing away the buzzards and the birds, and making sure you cut down and uproot all the thorns, thistles, and weeds so that you can naturally blossom and bloom and do what you were designed to do. You were designed to financially prosper. You were created to prosper emotionally. You were created and designed to have a healthy, growing spiritual life. You were designed to be whole and complete mentally and physically. You simply have to create the atmosphere that is conducive for growth, for evolution, for you to produce an abundant harvest. Say it with me. I was born to prosper. I am the individuation and the realization of abundance. I was born to prosper. I don't have any control or say so over the environment, culture, family, or surroundings that I was born into, but I do have the responsibility of creating a healthy space that is conducive to my growth. So I'm going to bloom right where I am. I'm going to flourish right where I am. I'm going to take nothing and turn it into something. I'm going to take those 2 fish and 5 loaves, bless it, break it, and feed generations. Generational wealth. Do you feel me? Can you feel me with both hands? Yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Man, I hope you've enjoyed listening as much as I've enjoyed teaching. You can tell that I got real hyped and excited. I'll probably be this way the entire 90 days because this is one of my favorite subjects. I love empowering people to prosper in every part of their life. It is something I'm passionate about. And so I know if you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed teaching it, then you got a lot out of what we discussed today. Now, I want to give you an opportunity to show your appreciation by sowing or sacrificing into this platform, helping us to grow it and to multiply it. Anytime we get to the end of a broadcast like this, certain people start to run off because they want to eat the food, but they don't want to, sow any seed or support it because they don't want to show the value of what they've received. But I appreciate those of you who have remained. I'm going to ask you to sow a seed this morning that aligns with the value that you find from the teaching that you've received on this platform. Sow a seed that aligns with its value. Okay? However you value it, you get to determine the value of it to you. Sow a seed that aligns with that value. Okay? So if that's $100,000 or $1,000, sow a seed that aligns with your value of what you've received today. Do it right now while this is on the screen and before we go off the air. You can use our CashApp, Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo, and we appreciate your generosity and your expression of love and value. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of this live empowerment session. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for day 2 of 90 days of abundance for prayer and meditation. Not going to be doing any teaching. Not going to get into an empowerment session. That won't come until later this week. We'll come back on Wednesday and we'll have another empowerment session. But tomorrow, we will meet for our prayer
and meditation centered around the very next principle in our 90 days of abundance. I'm excited. I'm excited about to see the transformation that's going to take place in all of your lives and in my life as well. So meet me here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for prayer and meditation. Until then, have an absolutely fantastic and wonderful day, and know that I love each and every one.
Some of you are even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
You've been listening to Apostle Isaac Miles, the disruptive innovator, a mentor, an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and the founder and spiritual director at emergelec Life Enrichment Center. Please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share this page. If you'd like to become a partner, you can do so by emailing us at emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Again, that's emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching.